Hey everybody, welcome back. I got an exciting one for y'all. Today we have the White Mountain Knives and Paddy's Knives Sailfin. Paddy's Knives is a company that my good buddy Sharp Dad here on YouTube and on I think Instagram and the Tickety Talks. I call Patrick a good friend. I've been knowing him over 10 years now. Whenever I first got on Instagram, he spread my page out there so I could try to build up my followers back in the day, and we kind of hit it off ever since. Well, this was his first design, and I absolutely love it. Spoiler, I liked it so much that I've already bought myself one. These are actually available right now at White Mountain Knives. I will have all necessary links down below in the description. This particular one is a Proto, but we did put it through its paces, like always. The OEM on these is Kubi Knives, and Kubi has just been absolutely killing it. If you decide to pick one up, you can get 10% off using my code, STASA23. This is a great EDC size at 7.44 inches with a 3¼ inch drop point blade. The Proto is in D2, but the actual production models are in LMAX steel. I think they're Rockwell from 61 to 62, if I remember, whatever that exact the range is that you like to see it at LMAX at. That's what it's at. My brain had a brain fart. You have a needle-like tip there, great for piercing. This is going to be a very versatile drop point because you can easily maneuver that tip to do fine detail work, piercing. You have a two-tone blade finish with a brushed satin on the flats, and then you have a stone wash on your primary grind. They also have one with a satin finish, vertical and horizontal satin finish, if that's what you prefer. There's two different variations. This one with that blade and bead blast on the scales, and then a dark wash version with a complete satin grind. You have some fantastic fine cut jimping there. Grips the thumb perfectly. Your thumb's not going anywhere whatsoever. I think it's the same type of jimping I did on the Fireball. It grips the finger without being uncomfortable. Your sharpening choil is done right. There's your plunge grind, so you're gonna have all that sharpening life. So quite a bit of sharpening life before you will ever have to think about doing anything with that. You have a blade hole and you have thumb studs. If those thumb studs stay out of the cutting path. Your blade stock thickness is coming in at 0.12 inches, and you have a nice deep hollow grind that comes down, I mean thin, nice and thin, to around 13 thousandths behind the edge. And even though this one's in D2, we're still going to do our normal testing. We're not testing for edge retention anyway. We're just seeing how it slices, how it feels while it slices, and if I notice any problems along the way. So let's get into it. This one came with a good edge out of box, and this is a prototype. It's not in the actual steel, it's in D2, but I'm not testing for edge retention. I'm just wanting to see how it slices, how it feels while it slices, and how it goes through certain materials. And so far, I already knew, Kubi's knives perform really well. I tested their D2, 14C, S90V, M390, and I've always had really good experiences with them. Especially here in the last 2 years, they've really just upped their game big time. This hollow grind is extremely slicey. And now we go to the ergos. I'm choked up. I like to get as close to the edge as possible. Just, I still want to be safe, but I'm able to get right up there, control the edge a lot better. And, of course, I grabbed the most awkward piece of wood to try to cut. It was like a remnant from another test, but it still did good. I was able to get a lot of force into the wood, and no real hot spots that I noticed. I thought it was rather comfortable. I was rather locked in. It's about as comfortable as flat scales can be. That's what I'll say there. Then we get to the 1/2 inch sisal rope. This blade shape is going to be very versatile. You got the perfect amount of belly to cut on flat cutting surface. You can get almost the entire edge on a flat cutting surface in the pinch grip, like if you were doing a rocky motion cut. You can get about, I'd say, a little bit over 3/4 of the edge onto the flat surface because that edge sits a little bit below the scales. It's slicing very well. I already knew it would. And boy, I cannot wait to get my Sailfin in, hopefully in the next couple of days or so. Because White Mountain knives, I don't know how they do it, but they are by far the fastest at shipping. I don't know, as soon as they get the notification, they must drop it in the mail, and they must have multiple mail pickups or something, because I know they're not super close to me. And anytime I get priority mail, it's usually here in like 2, maybe 3 days. So I'm stoked. I can't wait. And I get to support my buddy, so that's even cooler. That tip is nice and fine. Doing drag cuts is fantastic. That's another spot that one really shines at. And nothing gave it any trouble. Not a bit. No friction being caused by any of the more dense materials, these tubings. I did extra on a lot of them just because I was enjoy using it, and it finished out strong. Like I said, I can't wait to get mine in. That's gonna be awesome. Great performer. I can't wait to see how the LMAX performs. Now let's look at the deployment in action on this one. So you have that nice blade hole, and you have those thumb studs. You use the blade hole for the reverse flick. Perfectly tuned detent. Nice fall shut action. Thumb studs for the thumb flick. You can slow roll the blade hole. You can do the drop down to use that tip real quick. Very, very smooth and satisfying action. You could also do a slow roll with the thumb studs if you choose, and reverse flick with those studs also. However you like to do it, they both work great. Another thing I love about this one is this milling pattern. Forgot where he got this from, but it was kind of funny where he saw this type of look from, and I think it turned out great. In the pictures on White Mountain knives, if you're on your phone, you got to kind of expand it to actually see that. At first I thought there was some that didn't have texture on them, but if you blow the picture up, you can see it. It offers the perfect amount of grip without being uncomfortable. It's not overly aggressive. It feels good in hand. It looks good in my opinion. You got these deep chamfers going all the way around. You got no sharp areas where you don't want them to be. The ergos, if you choke back right here, it's very comfortable because this kind of flares out a little bit. You're nice and locked in. You can see you have a flat spot right here that I choked up anytime I was doing in hand cut so I can get right to that edge. But you don't have to use that. You can come back here or come a little bit up if you want. My medium-sized hands, I get an easy 4-finger grip. If I choke up, I have a good bit left over. No matter which grip you hold this one in, it's going to be nice and comfortable. This one's comfortable if you need to pop, say, a zip tie or something off of something. You can do that easily. Reverse gas station knife fight grip's comfortable because this comes around smooth. You kind of wrap your thumb around there to lock in, get behind that troll area. The pinch grip is what I like the most on this one. You got a little chamfer right there that I rest my thumb at. I can put a lot of downward force onto that tip, do some fine detail work rather easily. If I need to poke into a box and I don't want to go any further than my finger, I could do that as well. Pinch grip like that is good if you need to come around something. Got the perfect amount of belly to be able to cut on a flat cutting surface and get to about right here before you'll bottom out on the scales. If you look, that edge does sit below the scales. You can get more of that edge onto the flat surface before you contact it in the back. Sorry if y'all can hear my dog. All the hardware's Torx T8. Excellent job. You can see they got a fill tab here because the clip is reversible. Nice. Got a tie back spacer with an integrated lanyard loop that's hidden in the back so you don't have an extra hole. Fantastic. You have a milled tie pocket clip that they also have the texture on. That was my only complaint. I wish they would have done the lock relief on the inside so you wouldn't have to break up this texture at all. It would have stayed consistent. Got good spring to that clip. Goes in and out of the pocket fine. Even though it's sitting on top of this texture, see that texture is going straight like this where that actual retention spot is. So it doesn't make that when pulling it out of the pocket. It's not a deep carry, but you know, it goes to about right there in the pocket. So this little bit, something to grab a hold to get it out of the pocket. You have a hardened stainless steel lock insert that also acts as an over travel. The lockup on this knife is rock solid. Kubi has been doing such a good job with the geometry in their lock faces. I mean, very tight, no movement up or down, left or right, exactly what you want to see. Now time for some quick size comparisons. It's in the middle of the Ontario Wrap 1 and 2. It's also in the middle of the Spyderco PM2 and Power 3. It's just a little shorter than the Benchmade 940 and just a little longer than the Benchmade Bug Out. And lastly, it's very similar in length to both the Vosteed Raccoon and the Max Ace Black Mirror. Now, being that absolutely no knife is perfect, what are my nitpicks and complaints? We already talked about them. I think it would have been fantastic to have this lock relief done on the inside so this beautiful milling would have not gotten broken up at all. Possibly a flat spot underneath that pocket clip, even though I hadn't had any issues. It's not overly aggressive or anything. But other than that, like I said in the beginning, I absolutely love it. I already bought one. It's a great performer. It's got great action. It's got all T8 hardware. It's got a reversible clip on this. Even has a filler tab. It's got some beautiful machining. L-Max is a great blade steel. This hollow grind slices very well. This blade is very versatile. It's comfortable in my hand no matter which grip I hold this in. Just look at that action. And not to mention, I think it's priced well. These are coming in at $225. However, if you use code STASA23 like I did when I bought mine, it's going to come out to $202.50. I definitely think it's worth that. It definitely feels like a much more expensive knife. The detent, some of the small tweaks that I know of personally, I know he shortened up the length of this lock bar, so you should have even snappier detent. So that's a good thing, can't hurt. And he said he made some other minor tweaks. They didn't change this though, because I didn't see that in the picture online. So yeah, I'd love to hear y'all thoughts. Are any of y'all planning on picking one up? I definitely don't think you'll be disappointed and can't wait to see what else he designs. He's got a few other designs that he's working on. If there's anything like this, I'm in for it. My dog, if you didn't hear him, he's in for it too. He wants me to buy him one. Not a chance. So that's going to wrap up today's video. If you have any questions in particular, feel free to ask me down below and I'll do my best to get back with you. If you're interested in picking up one of these, like I said in the beginning, I will have it linked down below. It's not an affiliate link. It just helps my buddy out and it helps those folks over at White Mountain Knives. You can use my link. I don't get anything from it, but it does give you a 10% off discount. All right, guys and girls, I hope everybody has a remarkable day today. And remember, keep these blades sharp, smile more. Hey, 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 hey.